Alright guys, so on my team, this is going to be another League of Legends cast. On my team I have Gojira, my friend playing Ashe. This is like first time Ashe for him, but he does not here. Tark being played by Suicide. I'm playing Singed as Tim as a Saint, Black Wolf on Kennen, and Finale on Lux. On the opposing team we have It's Vendetta playing Annie, Low Core playing Gangplank, Be My Money playing Aurelia, Gundavi playing Caitlyn, and Seahord 12 playing Cho'Gath. So for the opposing team, I'm going to assume that Annie is going to be mid, Gangplank obviously going to be jungling, Aurelia will probably be top, and then Caitlyn and Cho'Gath will be bottom. I think this is a really good move for them. This new style of playing with the Gangplank, which is jungle Gangplank, is really effective. Once he gets red buff, he can basically just perpetually slow you. And then his ganks coupled with his ult, which will slow you and kind of keep you in the same general position, just is really effective for ganking people. So I really do like this Gangplank jungle. And I've never actually seen like a Gangplank jungle do it because I've never been on the same team as one. But I can only assume it's not that hard and you wouldn't lose that much health because you just kite them with your slow. So I think it's a really cool new style of playing. I think we're gonna have Lux mid, and yeah. So I think this is gonna be a little bit of DreamHack style. We are gonna have actually a support and our ranged AD carry bot, and then I get the joy of having a very good Kennen up top with me. So as I've said before, I'll probably be doing this from the main point of view of Singed, just because I can't see anyone's health, which is very, very obnoxious. So we see Caitlyn being really aggressive, already placing down traps at the front. I'm a little interested that she got traps first. Most Kates I see get her Q first, which shoots the giant blade out and has a ridiculously large range and does a lot of damage. So we see the Clairvoyance going down on blue. I think Gangplank might actually start red. I'm not 100% sure. He may just be setting up. But Caitlyn already restricting space. That's one thing that I don't think people use these traps enough for, is just restricting space. Because now no longer can she get near about this area to this area. She can't go between them, but it is a little risky. And that's interesting. So yeah, Tark and Ashe, this is going to be great because Tark will provide Ashe with that survivability with constant healing. If I remember correctly, though, this Tark is not very good, which includes not healing that much. So we'll see about that. But up in my lane, we are going to be up against a solo, so we can afford to be pretty aggressive, keeping in mind that GP will be coming up, but it's not that big a deal. And I do get my fling first. I think in this case I should have gotten poison. I don't think she's going to give me the opportunity to fling. You're going to see some fail last hitting here. But I get better. I promise I get better once I get poison. Which is kind of like cheating for last hitting because you don't actually have to last hit. They just die for you. And Kennen should get most of the creeps. I am the tank, so it's not that big a deal. And we see both our lanes doing quite well. Tark pushing pretty far up and just letting Ashe get the CS. But, I mean, in his position, I actually think he should be back here further. Not trying to harass and actually just trying to, yeah, I can't see how much damage they just did, but I think it's about half her health. And you see we're already pushing her back to the turret. I mean, she can clear up these creeps as Aurelia for sure. But just keep in mind, whenever you have creeps at their tower, they're going to have less chances to last hit because the tower does do about half the damage of a creep. And we see first blood going down. Annie got killed, so a good pickup. With him staying in the bushes to stun, it's pretty effective. Ashe can get a lot of shots in before they stop her. And I'm just realizing now I have no sound. Crap. I'm going to be casting this without sound then, which means I'll be watching the screen even more. I'm sorry guys, usually I don't forget sound, but if I switch sound now I'm going to actually crash, and I want to see if this can work the first time. Because usually, I'll give you a quick, I stopped doing videos for a little bit because every video would actually crash multiple times. Like, it would take me about 2 hours to film a 20-minute video. And so I'm just going to let this go. And if it breaks, then I'll fix the sound. And it probably will, so don't worry. Sound will be back when I crash. So as you can see, we're doing a lot of harass to this Irelia. If we can get her out of lane, that is a big win for us. Anytime you can push a solo out of the lane, you're actually kind of leveling the playing field for this no jungle disadvantage you have. So all this harass this Kennen is doing is really good. Obviously, this Irelia gonna have to play really aggressive. I mean, really passive, except for those little bursts. And I feel a little bad. I should have been there right next to him so that I could have flipped her. But it's a little tough to get in position for that. So I'm gonna start spraying my poison. She won't engage me because she knows I can flip her, slow her, and poison her, which will do a lot of damage to her. So she's mainly gonna be going for Kennen. And she takes a lot of shots there, and Kennen is doing a really good job harassing her. I don't know if it's here that I realize I should stand next to Kennen or not, but I hopefully do realize it soon. So, I mean, Aurelia is doing a very good job last hitting, but she would be doing much better in a solo lane. She would be dominating the lane, definitely. So as far as skill paths, oh, see, there's a quick good thing Kennen does. She does hang out a lot in the brush, constantly checking for ganks. Because obviously when there's no minion wave pushing, they're not going to gank, so GP would be just sitting there, which is just a phenomenal reason to go check. Yeah. So as far as skill tree, I get first point in fling. This is always good for the first bit of laning phase. In case you do get that lucky, like throw them into the tower. It's pretty rare, but if you do get a first blood, it's completely worth it. Second point, I put in a poison trail along with third point. You basically want to max poison trail as fast as possible. Then I max poison trail and mega adhesive and then finally I get fling. Well, fling does do damage, and I've seen a lot of Singe get fling. I don't think my role as a tank is to do damage. I mean, I know it's nice, but it's more to just zone control, and I think the slow gives a lot more control over team fights and in lane. So we see Caitlyn actually doing quite well mid, doing a lot of damage to our tower. I can't tell how much, but I'm sure it's a lot. She's been there a while. And then bot is pretty pushed. So we're actually doing a lot of damage to our tower as well. We see, oh, there goes the ignite on Irelia, but Kennen is going to have to back. She's got very little health. I have lots of health because no one's touched me. I go check and there's no GP to speak of. Though, if GP did come up now, it would probably be pretty good timing, seeing as I will be soloing and I am 2 under Irelia. So I want to pick up these kills before they get to our tower. I'm going to do just that. So obviously Singed, really not that hard to last hit once you get Poison Trail. There's Irelia trying to do some damage, but I mean, pretty sure I'd get off doing more damage than she did to me. The tough thing about this is how fast you got to be with that fling to get a really good one. Like if I had flung her right there, I'm pretty sure she would have been into tower range. And we see a little bit of a gank GP going down on Tarek and Ash. And then we see Kennen really smartly coming in from the side. And I don't know if we're going to get this kill, but there we go. And we get there, and there's going to be a flash, and she's going to flash. It's a good force flash. Anytime you can get him to waste those summoners is a big pickup. So I have my ult, which gives me a pretty big advantage. Singe's ult is pretty big game changer for him. It's not like Irelia where I'm going to heal all my health, but I do heal a lot of health, so that's good. But yeah, it just basically gives him a lot of stuff. I'll just read it off because this isn't going anywhere. Ugh, Kennen taking a lot of damage again. Yeah, it's tough. Irelia does a lot of burst, and at level 7 compared to level 5 Kennen, it's tough. But she is keeping up their ass, so you have to give her points for that. Anyway, Singe drinks a potent brew of chemicals, granting him 35 ability power, which, while it doesn't seem like much for a tank, can get you to about 150 late game. Depends. If you build like kind of AP, you can get actually just like 500 AP with Singed and be pretty tanky, thanks to his passive, which gives you health based off mana. But, I didn't get the fling again. I'm still waiting for that fling. I think I get one. But, anyway. So it gives ability power, armor, which is super important for a tank, magic resist, super important for a tank, movement speed, which is great because you hit that and you start flying. Especially since 90% of Singed pick up boots of swiftness. This is a big thing. Health regen, mana regen, and crowd control reduce. So reduce CC. So I mean it's really big. You basically can't be stopped. And there I get my fling. There goes the ult, and that's what we were waiting for. There's a great pickup. I know that she died, but that was completely worth the pickup because we will also get this tower soon. Not right now because I don't really want to tank it. A little bit of a lag there. I'm sorry, guys. It's just waiting to crash on me. It's hoping that it can. Oh, and there goes GP to cover the lane. So, good job. Well played by GP. He is going to slow me, and he is going to be an obnoxious little butthole, but he will not kill me. I think GP is probably one of my least favorite characters now. He's pretty much the new ban. Like the mandatory new ban, just because how ridiculous his slow is. His the thing that he eats, not many people know this, or maybe a lot of people do, and I was just dumb. But basically, like, take Malzahar's ult. If Malzahar ults him and he just eats that little fruit thing, he gets out of it scot-free. It's like a free Quicksilver Sash. That's like the direct counter to any big ults like Malzahar's. Or like Annie's stun, he just eats it and he's fine. So he's pretty ridiculous at this point, especially with a red buff. He can just perpetually slow you, and we see a little bit of a fight going on. I don't know who did more damage to who, but I'm assuming it was Irelia. I am here. I'm just sitting there chilling. So yeah, we see about a third of Kennen's health gone and like 2 bars from Irelia, but I'm just gonna force her out. That's one thing that Singe can do. He just owns control. He has lane control and lane dominance, and I can just stop her from getting creep score. Oh, and then we see the ult from GP, and GP running in, but just not going to be able to get it. We are going to slow him, and I don't know if Kennen was going to go for that, but I mean, it was a lot of damage done to GP. He's going to have to go back, or just eat a bunch of fruit. I don't really know. Yeah, he's going to back. So while Kennen does have to back, I mean, to get their jungler to stop jungling, and Caitlyn actually came up too, so that was like a triple gank there that didn't get any of us, so. And I don't know if Caitlyn's going to try and get this tower, or no, she's actually going back mid. So basically giving Lux free control in mid was, I think, a big mistake. And Lux is actually going to wait for her and hopefully do some damage. So I did a little bit of engage there. Lost about 2 bars, she lost about 2 bars. But I'm going to get this CS. And there's that Irelia ult. Bot losing Tark to Cho'Gath. If I remember correctly, this Tark just does not really heal that often, isn't very good. Also, when you right-click and chase someone into bushes, you actually stop chasing when you enter the bush, which is kind of obnoxious, and I just realized that's why I looked like such an idiot right there. So as for items, I already picked up my Boots of Swiftness. I do start with a Doran's Shield. It just does give a lot of survivability. And then I'm building the Rod of Ages. This is my only AP item I get, but it also does give a lot of health. And this 525 mana is converted to health too. So it's really a good item on Singed. I see most Singed players get it. Unless you're just going full defensive, no AP. Most Singed just get it. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if I finished this. In threes, I actually build like full AP and no tank. Just because I think it's just a better build for threes. And we see a little bit of the throw go down, and there goes the ult. And we are going to pick her up a second time. Or not. Yeah, so we pick her up a second time with poison. So that was another great pickup, just killing there. And we will get this turret. So not only do we pick up Irelia. I didn't ult, actually. I didn't have to ult. But we picked up Irelia and a turret. So really, me and Kennen were able to dominate this lane. I'm level 9, and I think Irelia is only level 10. Which a solo should probably be level 11 or 12-ish. My rule of thumb is you should be about 2 or 3 ahead. And after that, I'm just going to head straight mid. I do pick up my Catalyst, which is a great helper when you do level up, giving you that extra health and mana. And then I see Kennen's backing, so I'm just going to hold mid or top in case Irelia pushes. So we see Gangplank and doing a little bit of engage on Lux. Lux getting the good snare off and blinking away. Or flashing. Sorry, I'm used to StarCraft. So I'm actually going to go help bot out because and tell Tark to go top because Tark's just not helping Ashe at all. You see Ashe is pretty underleveled for a duo lane. And yeah, so this will hopefully go better. And of course bot doesn't call me as the thing is this Tark just not very good. But we do see Gangplank, and we're going to get a lot of damage down on Gangplank. This cannon, pretty effective, forces a flash, which is a great flash to force. I'm actually going to start roaming because I see Cho'Gath. I don't think Cho'Gath is down here. He might be in the bushes. But, yeah, there he is. This Annie is sufficiently low, and we see Gangplank coming in because I was standing in the bushes. And Kennen, I think, is coming down. I think we're going to engage on this Gangplank. So, obviously, it's not really ideal having a Tarek top, seeing as he plays support. But, I mean, he really just wasn't helping bot at all. So I think it was just better that I help our AD carry get a lot of farm because he just wasn't doing well. And here's Dragon, and they actually were getting Dragon, so there's a great call. We are going to be able to pick up this Irelia kill indefinitely. Just chasing her down with the poison. I actually popped my ult so that she does die. And we are going to get a free Dragon. So I wish I chased Gangplank. I don't know if I would have gotten him if I'd used my slow and with my ult. Gangplank with his parlay, I think it's called, does have an incredible amount of speed. And this Kennen should have backed a lot earlier and is actually going to die to Dragon. Which is kind of funny. But the enemy team doesn't get any gold, so it's not that big a deal. It's basically just her time dead is her only repercussion from that. But it was worth it. So there goes the arrow down on Annie. A little bit of lag. I tossed her over my shoulder. She does have a stun, but it is just not going to save her. Except for it does do an insane amount of damage. So I am going to pick up that kill. Ashe was actually completely fine with it. I was talking to her during it, and she was like, yeah, just as long as I didn't die, because Ashe was really close to dying there. Annie still does have a lot of burst, and her Q was just about to be on cooldown. Then we see Tark doing some insane amount of turret diving, which I don't even understand as Tark, because we told him to just go take care of top lane. I don't know what he's doing. That's alright. That's alright. He was pretty deep in there. So I'm just going to do some harass to Cho'Gath. He's going to chase me with my poison. Not a good idea. Yeah, Ashe telling Tark, you should stand next to people and heal them. That's pretty much your role. So I'm just going to keep flinging him in the poison and bothering him. Because he is at half health now. And so, I mean, I'm pretty sure that harass would be considered worth it. And we are actually going to pick up a kill. So good map awareness by Kennen coming down here and finishing that off, and just a good pickup, really. A lot of good harass in lane can lead to a lot of easy pickups. If you are keeping them low, not only is it good for a jungler, but if people can sneak out of their lanes, that's going to do a lot of good. And there's another great pickup, a good throw, and this will give us the tower. So yeah, and if you guys didn't know, Singed is my favorite tank. I love Singed. He's so fun to play. He was free recently. I played him then, and I was like, I love this guy. I'm going to buy him. So I bought him, and I do not regret it. If any of you guys haven't tried Singed, he is a lot of fun. He can do a lot of damage if you build him AP and yet still be tanky, which is really fun for a tank. I recommend that for threes when you don't need a true tank, but I'm gonna toss him back. There goes the Lux ult, great ult picking off Irelia. Gangplank is kind of low, but we can't really turret dive. I don't have that much mana. I do have the supposed heals from Tark because that's the first time I've ever been healed by him, and it's not because I've always had full health. So just gonna be putting the points in Mega Adhesive. And Lux taking some turret shots. Lux taking a lot of turret shots. But we are able to get to the tower, and we are going to back off after that. So great pickup there. There's a ton of minions top, and I'm going to go snag them. As long as Tark isn't a big jerk and tries to take them. He's already got his heart at gold, which is a great item. He is going to get that gold per 5, or gold 5 gold per 10. But I believe Singed requires more farm in my book. I mean, he is a support, and really he should have just given all the farm to. Actually, let me check his CS. All right, he's only got 23. I have about 69, which is pretty good for a double lane. Ash did pretty well too. So actually, he did do his job. I mean, he did let Ash farm, but I was a little surprised Ash was so underleveled with the support because you really shouldn't have to back. Also, quick fact that I'm just going to throw in here. Dragon is up every 6 minutes, so if you hit it, one thing I really need, or if you kill it, one thing I really need to start getting in the habit of is you just type the next time it'll be up. So if you kill it at 13 minutes, then you would just type 19, and it would show up because it wouldn't be spectator mode. But you know what I mean? That way you just have a better awareness of when Dragon's up. Dragon is basically a tower. And if you constantly get that, that is a big gold advantage you're going to have. So we see Kennen having a little bit of trouble bot. He is calling for help. A good amount of dodge ability on him. I'm surprised he... Not just... Oh, and then there's Gangplank. And he is... I don't know if he's going to get away with that slow from Gangplank's ult, but that was a good wasted ult. Tark going to go down there, and I don't know what he's thinking. But he is definitely going down. Kennen coming back trying to save him, but that was just, it just wasn't worth it. We pick up the Gangplank kill. Good ult, but I mean, that was just a bad engage. Tark, I don't know what he was thinking. One thing that I just don't understand is when people, if you see a tower that's almost dead, don't try and defend it. It's not worth like giving him a tower and a kill. Like we lost a 2-1 because of that. It was a really dumb engage that should have been seen. Luckily, I really did get hit by the turret, so she didn't get too many turret shots off. But yeah, it's really key knowing when to engage and when not to engage. Like right here, I'm noticing it's not a good engage to go in from the side because they do have 2 of them. Caitlyn can slow, but great stun from Lux. Sadly, we couldn't pick up that kill, but I do catch her shield. I always have problems catching shields, but I did get that one. So now we're just hanging out mid. We're waiting for the big engagement. Kennen is off jungling. Tark's in spawn buying. Wow, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm not that boring. So he looks like he's building around dunes. I think that's what that Kindle gem goes into. I'm not 100% sure if it's a... I know it... Nope, it's not. I know the Heart of Gold. Oh, I guess he's not building. Alright, interesting. He's got the Heart of Gold, but he's actually going for a he's going for... I don't know what the Kindle gem goes into. Maybe some support item. And by support item, I mean tanky support. Oh, it might be a, I think that goes into Spirit Visage, which could increase his heals. Yeah, so he is going for a Spirit Visage. And here we go. We got a team fight. Gangplank ult going down, trying to control space. I'm just poisoning them. I'm going to try and stick to their AP carries as best I can. Going straight for Annie. She is the big damage dealer. We got to pick up on Irelia. We got to pick up on Annie. We got a slow and a stun going down on Caitlyn. I don't know if this is going to get her. She does not look like she's going to get away. And I actually flashed to try and help my team. And a great, great snare from Lux, able to pick that up. So really, that was a great engagement for ours. My ult just ran out, so I am out of health. So yeah, as we see, just gonna take this free tower because we did just get a. I think it was a. We got. I don't know if we killed GP. I don't know if GP was in that fight. I think he was actually way out of position for that. And here's another great thing we're doing. We're split pushing here. I wish we had someone who was pushing top so we didn't lose his tower for nothing. But Ashe is almost going to get this tower. It's so close to dead. It's like one hit away. But GP there and Annie there, that could definitely spell disaster. Annie could probably, with one combo, burst Ashe dead. So it's a good choice. And we are going to pick up a dragon. So really just taking the lead in towers and dragons is really important. We didn't have an exact time up on dragon, but when obviously when you see the minion thing, or if you just know the general time it's going to be, being able to set up there is really good. So I'll just go through items real quick. Lux getting a very nice rabbit on at 24 minutes in the game. She does have that cages pick, which would help with getting a rabbit on. 118 farm, pretty good, pretty good. Not the best, but still pretty good. Cannon getting the zeal. I actually don't know if she's building. Oh, I think she's building a Trinity Force right now. Yeah, she's building a Trinity Force, which is a good item on her, especially with the Sheen, which Sheen's really important on a lot of AP. I got a Roa and a Thornmail. They have Caitlyn, which is doing a lot of damage to me, so I decided to pick up a Thornmail first. Generally, I'd go with what do I get? I don't know. I usually make up my own Singed build. But I'm just scouting around. You guys might think I'm a little out of position, but I am Cho'Gath. I mean, I am Singed. I don't die. I'll just poison them all day. And I have my ult. Yeah, anyway. So Taric does have that Heart of Gold, which is really good for farm, because he is the lowest farm in the game right now. Right next to Annie. I don't know why Annie's so low. And then Ashe getting a really early IE with a lot of farm, 131, so that's good. She's kind of underfed because I heard Tark kind of cast her a little bit, but that's alright. And we see Caitlyn. We actually just spot Caitlyn, and I'm going to go straight for Caitlyn to try and pull off a gank or something. But Cho'Gath's there too, so it kind of scares me that there might be others. So I am just going to kind of chauffeur Lux back to the team. You always kind of get in a little bit of a pickle with that kind of thing. And I'm going to just try and keep them away. They are chasing. And this is a big point of contention. But we do have Kennen come in with an ult. The Ashe arrow that completely misses. But Gangplank goes down. Cho'Gath probably will go down. I will turret dive. And we get the throwback. And Taric picks up the kill. And there's the surrender. So for any of you who haven't tried Singed, definitely give it a try. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this game. I thought it was a pretty good game. This was a ranked game, but pretty kind of low elo. I think it's like 1300, so don't take any, don't watch my playing too much. It's kind of rough.